What's it like? 10 years ago was the first iPhone. Is that right? Something like that. You know, and you think things change pretty quickly. They change pretty quickly. And my kids have started to do this to me. Like, oh, don't tell us about when you were kids. I'm like, I'm not talking about when I was a kid. I'm talking about like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We had this discussion with Frank Vogel, the Lakers' new head coach, on how the NBA has changed. The NBA draft is this Thursday, by the way. Want to promote really awesome draft coverage on draft night. I'll be hosting the Herd, so I'll give you plenty of draft stuff. And then at night, which is afternoon West Coast time, you'll have Chris Broussard, Rick Bucher, Jason McIntyre covering the entire first round of the NBA draft. That's pretty cool. Two really good insiders. And then Jason McIntyre knows, loves, covers the NBA, works for us here at Fox Sports Radio. So that'll be a good show on Thursday night during the NBA draft. Tune in here to Fox Sports Radio. But talk to Frank Vogel about this. I mean, think about it. When they got to the Eastern Conference Finals and pushed LeBron James, they had Roy Hibbert as their center. Right? Like, Roy Hibbert's not in the NBA anymore. He went from a all-NBA guy to out of the league because kind of immobile, low-post scoring, occasional shot-blocking centers, they don't have any use anymore. Like, I challenge people, like Shaq could be fine because he's so dominant, he would seemingly score every time down the court. But would Tim Duncan be Tim Duncan today if Tim Duncan came out of college today? I don't know that to be, because he was a tremendous, efficient player in the low post and a good shot blocker, but it wasn't like he was a condor always blocking everything, you know, with a huge, crazy wingspan. He was just awesome at the block. Never really a three-point shooter. Now, would he learn to shoot threes? I guess Brook Lopez has. Why can't he? But would he be Tim Duncan? I don't know that. The league has changed seemingly overnight. But then it actually changed literally overnight. Go back a week ago. I'm sitting here in this pretty comfortable chair, and I said, hey, Kevin Durant's coming, and hell's coming with him. And you know what? For 12 minutes, I was right. Warriors still had a great shot of winning the series. Even when he tore his Achilles tendon, you still thought they had a shot with another game at Oracle, and they still nearly won. But from KD tearing his Achilles tendon to Klay Thompson tearing his ACL to the Raptors winning the title, now all of a sudden, assuming Klay goes back, the Warriors aren't going to be competitive to win a title unless Klay Thompson is right. We all know that. And even if they re-sign Kevin Durant, that puts it definite. They can't go add other pieces, and neither of them are going to play for at least the next 6, and Kevin Durant probably 9 months. And then wherever Kevin Durant goes, it's not a win now. It's a win in 2 years if he's back to form. Then you add in Anthony Davis being traded over the weekend from the Pelicans to the Lakers, and that changes things. Because the Lakers are going to have a completely different team. LeBron, Kuz, and AD, and the rest, all new pieces, which will bring super high expectations, and many of which are going to be unrealistic because outside of All-Star games, they've never actually played together. Right? But you have two of the elite stars in the game. Last year, there was a discussion among NBA people, not this past season, season before, is Anthony Davis actually the best player? Because, like Kawhi, like LeBron at his peak, like Giannis, two-way players are way more effective, way more valuable than simply freak scorers like a James Harden or a Steph Curry. Those guys are great passers and great scorers, but one side of the floor, it's not an 80-20, 90-10, even 70-30 value. And unlike Roy Hibbert, Anthony Davis is a versatile defender, can play 2019 basketball at either end of the floor, and he's still coming into his prime, despite the fact he's been in the league for 9 years. I mean, this ain't a change like it took 10 years now, and every human being you know has a smartphone, iPhone, whatever, Samsung, Galaxy, whatever you got. This isn't the NBA, which feels like it changed overnight with the elimination of the power playing back to the basket center as a primary focus of your offense. This is, bam! You wake up one way. Okay, I was gone on vacation last week. Got a miss. Well, the Raptors won the title. Like, okay, I can kind of see that. Kevin Durant tore his Achilles tendon. Okay, that changes things. Klay Thompson tore his ACL. Holy hell. Anthony Davis is now a Laker. Excuse me? I mean, really remarkable the pace at which things change. And this, by the way, is one of the reasons the NFL is more successful than the NBA is, because people like to turn on their TV and know where everybody is and where, like, and you associate franchise player. That's why the franchise tag, it's not going away. It may be renamed, but it's not going away, because the idea is you don't want your franchise players, for the most part, changing teams. You may sell some more jerseys, but it makes it much harder for the fan to know who's where. I name a team, by and large, you know the quarterback. Right? Even the Josh Rosens that change places, that's the exception, not the norm. Because the other three teams, for example, in that very same division, Rams, you know their quarterback, Jared Goff. Arizona, you know it's Kyler Murray. But the other two are Niners, Garoppolo, and Seahawks, Russell Wilson. Like, go through it. It's designed so that you always have that steadying force. The face of a franchise almost never leaves. The NBA is different. It's got a ton of fluidity. I believe it hurts viewership. It may help jersey sales. It doesn't just hurt it because you move from east to west like LeBron, and fewer TV viewers in the west and fewer, even more, in the east that want to watch the west can stay up to watch the west. But it's fewer in terms of just the ability to understand. Now you know where Anthony Davis is, and maybe you watch the Pelicans because they have Zion, but all the movement is too much movement. But man, has the NBA shifted. I mean, look, you go back 2 weeks ago, and it was, well, Kevin Durant, he might come back, he might not. If he doesn't, the Warriors will still be really, really good, right? And the Lakers might or might not figure it out, and the Clippers are going to get Kawhi, and they'll be there, and the Rockets might move Chris Paul or might not, and then you got the Nuggets, you know who's going to be in Portland, and the Jazz, and now you don't know anything. How I feel about the NBA, how you all feel about the NBA, and what's going to happen next is how I feel about the NCAA tournament usually. The more I know, the less I know. And I look at the NCAA tournament like, yep, I got this one. I know these teams better than everybody else. Then they start playing the games, I know nothing. If you've been following this thing all year long, you thought Kyrie and KD to the Knicks, right? Kawhi to the Clippers. Anthony Davis to either the Celtics, maybe the Lakers, maybe the Knicks. And the Warriors would retain Klay and load up and keep their guys and maybe add one other piece. All that's changed in like blink of an eye. Hi, I'm Doug Gottlieb from Fox Sports Radio, and you need to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel where you can hear and see me. Why not? Plus everybody else who's awesome here in Fox Sports Radio.